Party people in the place to be. How are we doing? Okay, so I'm pulling everything up. We're gonna set some appointments live. Let's turn this into a party. I have a funny story for you guys actually, but I'm gonna wait for a few of y'all to pop in. Yo. Let's see. What's up, gang? All right, sweet. I'm checking on YouTube. I see a couple of y'all over there. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Give me a comment. It seems like it's working, but just let me know in the comments that we are rocking and rolling. I'm going to double check on the Book of Faces as well as the LinkedIn. Let's see where we at in this place. Okay, sweet. Bazam. Sweet. All right. Yo. All right. Give me a quick comment. Just let me double check on Restream, and then we'll rock and roll. Woohoo! Bum. All right, sweet. Let's see. We are looking good. Okay, sweet. I think we're good to go. I see a bunch of you guys here. Whoa, what up? I see a lot of people. Hey, everybody. What up, Nanya? What up, Daryl? It's buffering a bit. Okay, good to know. Let me know if it ever chops out or anything, and I'll just try and keep an eye on the chat. I try to keep an eye on the chat, but I'm not the world's best multitasker. So apologies if I'm ever a little bit slow. But I think we are good to go. We got a bunch of you guys here. If you're on Facebook, actually, there's I should be able to have you guys, there's something that I can do with Facebook where I can see your guys' names pull into the chat. I don't remember where. Shit, whatever. I'm going to skip that. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. I'm stoked to have everyone here. Thanks for y'all popping in. I see a bunch of you guys on, and we're kind of like spread out in a bunch of different places. So a lot of you guys are on YouTube. Some of you guys are over in one of our Facebook groups or on the page, and some of you guys are on the LinkedIn. So I wanted to run through a few things just on the appointment setting bit. And if you guys haven't been to this is the first time for you. What I like to do is kind of do a little bit of training as I'm doing the cold calling. I find that's just makes it a lot more fun. You guys are going to get a lot more out of it. You can understand sort of my thought processes and the method to the madness as I'm doing some of this stuff. But so if any of you guys are, whether you're on the business owner side or you're on the sales rep side, but this is going to apply to both of you guys. So if you guys are managing appointment setters, this will apply to you. And if you guys are actually doing the appointment setting yourself, whether as a business owner or as a salesperson, this will also apply to you. So generally, one of the things that I tend to find is whenever business owners are struggling to get their appointment setters to perform, the most common thing that I see is just by and large, there's not enough activity at the top of the funnel, right? And when there's not enough activity, then there's not going to be enough results downstream. And so kind of common question I'm going to get is, how much activity should we be doing? Or like, what's the ideal level of activity for something like this? And with that, I want to just give you guys some numbers to keep in mind kind of as your KPIs as you guys are hitting this stuff. And this will just help you make sure that you make your goals an inevitability, basically. So the numbers that I want you guys to keep in mind is generally you're going to find that if you're setting appointments or you have an appointment setter, they should be doing about 100 to 200 dials per day. If your appointment setters are not doing 100 to 200 dials per day, then there's just not enough volume for them to be able to be adding real value, right? And so generally, it's going to vary industry to industry, case by case. But for the most part, the numbers actually hold pretty consistently industry to industry. So usually what we see on systems are about 1 out of 15 dials or 1 out of 10 dials will actually be a pickup. So if I do 10 dials or 15 dials, I should expect one answer or one conversation, basically. So that's typically going to be the math, right? That means if I'm doing 100 to 150 a day, I'm going to have 10 live conversations. And those 10 live conversations are the key to then being able to set the number of appointments that we need through those. Now, usually what's going to occur is if I have 10 live conversations, I'm probably going to whittle it down to anywhere between 2 to 3 appointments, right? Because a lot of people, they may not be qualified or whatever be the reason, not the timing's off, something's going on. Or you're just busy or they're not a good fit, right? So whenever that's the case, we're going to find that generally if I do 100 to 150 dials, I should be able to have 10 conversations. And then from those 10 conversations, I should be able to see about anywhere between 2 to 4 appointments come through per day. And so with that, that's going to kind of put an appointment setter to the track where now they're hitting 2 appointments a day. That's 10 a week if they're working 5 days a week. That's 40 a month. Let's say you're then closing 20 to 30%, which a lot of times on set appointments, they'll be higher because they're already pre-qualified, right? But let's say you're only closing 20%. That's an extra 2 deals a week, 8 deals a month. And depending on your price point, let's say, for example, price point's a $5,000 product. Now we're looking at basically an extra 40 grand a month or $500,000 a year. That's now where it's worth it. And the dollars out to dollars in, it starts to add up and it works out great. So whether you're the appointment setter or you're managing appointment setters or you're the business owner that's trying to figure out how to get your appointment setters to lock in, I want you to keep those numbers in mind. So 100 to 150 dials per day, that's usually going to be a sweet spot in terms of dials. Now, I also really like to power this with SMS, especially like broadcast or blast-based SMS. And when I'm doing that, usually I want to be able to do 50 SMSs per day. Again, that's going to basically get me, and it depends, it could be about a 20 to 40% response rate on those SMSs. And then with that, I'll kind of whittle it down. So if I send 50 SMSs, I'm going to get in about 10 conversations. And again, I could be able to pull an extra 2 to 3 appointments off of that. So that's kind of a really good idea for you guys to have in mind. And this applies both B2B and B2C. So, but that's a really good kind of set frame for you to go into your appointment setting activities on a day-to-day basis, right? 50 SMSs, and then I would also look at 100 to 150 dials. And then if you add in on top of that another 50 emails, then that's where you guys are really humming, right? So if you have 150 dials a day, and for some of you savages that really want to push it, 200 dials a day, but I think 100, 150 dials a day, which is really only like a good hour to 2 hours of a dialing session, right? It's not an all-day ordeal. It's just a good 1 to 2 hours as a dialing session. That's going to be enough to get you into those conversations to be able to set the appointments, another 50 SMSs, and then another 50 emails. If you guys are doing that on a daily activity level basis, your goals are inevitable. Right? Your goals will become inevitable if that's your daily activity output is 100, 150 dials, 50 SMS, 50 emails, right? So I like to put that out there just because I do see a lot of people getting frustrated, feeling like I'm not getting the results I want. And this happened with a couple clients recently too, where they're like, oh, my setters aren't performing. And I just looked at the numbers and it's like a 2-second fix. And really what it came down to was the setters aren't being managed, right? And the expectations aren't being set. And then because the expectations aren't properly set or they're not being held accountable to the expectations, this is where we're seeing a breakdown in things. So now that we have that kind of out of the way and you guys have that frame of mind, that's what I wanted to plant those seeds. And then real quick, to make sure you guys are with me, drop in the chat as well the numbers that I just mentioned, just so I know everybody's kind of tracking and you guys are with me. And while you guys are pulling that up, I'm going to pull up the CRM. As always, you know, I'm going to go straight into my contacts and go straight into a smart list. That's usually going to be my best place for me to start to find folks that it's worth talking to. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Every now and then, just sometimes, you guys, I mentioned this. Go High Level is an amazing software, and I love the crap out of it, but it can be so slow. So bear with me as I'm pulling some of this stuff up, and then let's see. Boom. All right, so let's squeeze in here, here. Sweet. All right, I got a good little list here. I'm gonna just add my power dialer tag as usual. And if you guys are not using power dialers, I would recommend checking out some of the previous streams that we've done where we're doing this, because I break down power dialers and why they're so important. But I highly recommend that you guys use power dialers. Sweet. All right, we should be ready to roll. Let me pull up my manual actions. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna I got a few little guys that I'm gonna clean up on my list here, and then we'll be good to rock. So yes, I'm gonna clean that up. Clean that up. Hell yeah, I'm so excited. It's gonna be fun. So this time I'm calling more for like coaching and more for agency services. If you guys have been on recently, you'll know that I had been doing some of the stuff for real estate. In this case, I'm gonna do some more coaching and agency stuff. So boom, 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 boom. Sweet. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna shut down a few things too, just so I can make this go a little bit quicker. And then we'll keep these up. Boom. Okay. Sweet. All right, let's hit these dials, baby. Yep. Okay. Sweet. Good. Good, Nenya. You're tracking. Good. I'm happy to see. Boom. All right. We're gonna hit let's start, and then let me know if you guys can hear the audio on this here.
Sorry, you can't leave a message.
Can you guys hear that? I'm gonna turn it all the way up too, just so you can.
call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
All right. Someone's going to pick up. Like I said, 10 to 15 before you get a pickup. And a lot of times, too, oh, probably skip this one. I know who this is.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of Stuart Simonson. I'm sorry I missed your call, but would like the opportunity to talk to you. Please leave a message and I will return your call as soon as possible. You can also reach me on my personal email at st@cfiz. Thank you.
Hey, Stuart, it's Mike. I was just giving you a call because you reached out. It looks like you were trying to scale your high-ticket sales, and I know you were looking for more leads and appointments, so I was just giving you a call. If you get this, feel free to give me a holler back. The best place to reach me would be on this number specifically, and if it's easier for you, you're also more than welcome to text me. The number for this is 727-220-5924. All right. Look forward to hearing from you. Okay, sweet. Let's keep going. Right now I forget my numbers. That's my thing. I'm like, there we go. Okay. I gotta put a sticky note here just to remember my numbers. Oh, probably not the best.
Please leave your message for.
Hey, Colin, how's it going, man? I was just reaching out because I think you tapped in and you wanted to find ways to book more appointments for your high-ticket offer. If that sounds like the right person, maybe I've got the wrong number here as well. You can text me and let me know. Best way to reach me would just text me at 786-756-6088. Again, 786-756-6088. All right, that's it. Have a good one. Hey, Gloria. How are you? How you been?
Yes, who is it?
It's Mike.
Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey.
Sorry,
You're in where?
I'm in a meeting, but how can I help you?
Oh,
I don't have your number saved, so I don't know who I'm talking to. Sorry.
no worries. It's just Mike. Yeah, I was just wondering because you reached out a while ago about getting more leads for a high ticket offer. So I don't know if that's something that's still on your radar, but I figured I'll let you run back to the meeting if you wanted to set up a time to kind of discuss, or I'm happy to send you any resources on it if that's still something you need.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to give you a call back unless you can send me an email about it. I've been in the middle.
Yeah. I'll let you run, and then
Thank
I'll
you.
text you. This is probably the fastest way, so I'll just send you a text.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
easy. Chat soon. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna pause dials for a second, and I just want to stop and check in now. That was our first live convo. What did you guys learn on that live convo? What stood out to you? What did you notice? And one thing I always like to recommend for you guys, if you're tuning in here and you heard that, put the feedback, because when you guys type the feedback and you are more engaged, it's going to help drive the learning and just like accelerate your guys' results. What I've typically noticed is the folks who show up to these calls and are more interactive are the people who then put these plays into motion and actually start getting results. Like I've been a few people over the past several weeks that have mentioned just like by being here and interacting with this stuff, they're already getting more appointments. They're more successful on their campaigns. So I want to encourage you guys to drop that in the chat. Anything that stood out to you, anything that you noticed, little kind of takeaways that you can use, because right there we already got one decent lead. Who knows where it's going to go? It may or may turn into something. It may not turn into anything. But at the end of the day, now we got a good conversation with someone who's receptive. So what stood out to you guys? And I'll take a quick moment to kind of check on what comes up. And I'm trying to switch between the different places that all you guys are at, because you guys are spread out between a few different places. But I want you guys to just drop, before we roll into more dials, what stood out to you? What did you learn on that set? And then from that point, once you guys start dropping some of those ideas in there, then I'm going to kind of explain a little bit more the method to the madness and like what the underlying psychology is that I was doing in the process. Because there's definitely a lot of underlying psychology that's at play, right? So I want you guys to drop that in the chat, and then I will help explain and reveal some of the Jedi mind tricks that were leveraged inside of that call. So I'm gonna hang out for a quick second, and long lost friend, unattached, quick and respectful, good, and good. That was really good. Great answer. Let me see who else has anything that pops up. What else did you guys notice? What stood out to you? What's up, Richard? Good to see you, brother. Always have fun with you. So long lost friend works great. You guys kind of know it's like, hey, it's Mike. That's what we call the long lost friend. And then if you guys notice, like right after that, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have your number saved. Right. So she's now kind of into the position of like, I don't want to offend you or be rude, which if you've ever cold called, people have no concern about offending you or being rude. Right. But that's because most of the time the opener that people are using when they're cold calling is, hey, this is Mike with Coaching Sales, and as soon as that happens, they know you're a business, and they say, fuck off, stop calling me, I'm in the middle of a meeting, and the reaction is completely different. Let's see what else we say. When clients are trying to run, I usually let them know I'm going to send them an invite on their email and let them confirm the time which works for them. That's a good strategy, Daryl. And yeah, you notice like, she said I'm in the middle of the meeting, so there's something I did there that I was hoping you guys might be able to pick up on with that. But I'll see what you guys come up with on it. But Daryl, that's a great answer, and that's generally going to be the right play, right? You don't want to. Effectively, what happens is if you guys find yourself in a situation where you are like the person's like, oh, I'm busy, and you keep trying to talk, you are now at odds with them, and it's like you're not on their side, and they feel like you're not on their side because you're trying to take their time, right? And so I intentionally was like, hey, I'm gonna let you run. I don't want to take I want you to get back there, So, but I know you reached out because you're looking for that. If that's still the case, I'm happy to text you and we can carry on the conversation that way, right? So I'm basically giving her a situation where it just makes it super easy for her to continue the conversation, and then we'll move to text. And the cool thing is with text, most of the time with text, you're gonna get the best combos that come through it. And also, I just saw, it looks like one of our dials just got back to me. Let's see, bam, I'm gonna see where he's at. Oh man, my AI bot responded to him, and well, didn't quite work out as planned. Which that's weird. It should not call from that number, but okay. I gotta double check on one thing on my tech side, because every now and then technology will hiccup, and I just had one of those. And then I'm gonna pop back into the dials and keep ripping. Let me see what's going on here. Boom, boom. Well, I'm not entirely sure, but there's worse things that could happen. So I'm fine with that. I'm gonna go back into the dials, and we're gonna keep hitting them. Actually, let me text our girl from just now, and then I'll pop back into the dials. Actually, Ba-bum. My only fear is this stupid number routing. Let's see if I do this right. Hopefully this works, because I've been messing this up quite a bit. Cool. All right, so I'm going to read the text messages for you guys, so you guys can hear what I had just said to her, because I think it's going to be pretty valuable for you guys to kind of pick up some of that stuff. I said, hey, Gloria, this is Mike. You can save me as Mike Mark. And then in parentheses, I says, yes, that's my real name, LOL, parentheses. Feel free to text me after your meeting, and we can chat about getting you more qualified leads and appointments, right? So, I want to kind of break down some of the psychology of the messaging. I love text game. I don't know why. I just I was always, when I was dating, like, and how I met Adriana actually was on Tinder. And I was like bizarrely good at these dating apps, especially with text game. Like I've always been, I got really good at text game through a lot of practice, and it's just ported over to appointment setting beautifully. And there's some advanced understandings and stuff that I like to kind of break down for people on text game. So I put, hey Gloria, this is Mike, right? Very really simple, and you can save me as Mike Mark, and then parentheses, yes, that's my real name, LOL, right? So here's the psychology of all this stuff, right? Hey Gloria, this is Mike. That's what friends would say to each other. So it's super normal. And then I put, you can save me as Mike Mark. So this is what's called an indirect suggestion or an embedded command, right? Save me as Mike Mark. The command is embedded, so it's a little bit of hypnotic suggestion. And then I put in parentheses, yes, that's my real name, LOL, right? And so the whole rationale is that now it makes it human, and it sounds like I'm talking like, because when I ever say, hey, I'm Mike Mark, people are like, oh, is that your real name? So I already know the question that's going to be there. And then anytime that someone has a question and I can answer that question in advance, it builds up trust, and it just makes them feel like way more connected to you, because we feel connected to people who empathetically can read our minds, right? And then so I kind of create that, like, again, you can save me as Mike Mark. What I'm also trying to do is anyone who's saved in your phone as a name has stepped up in a level of intimacy, right? So if someone calls you and you don't have their number saved, you're not as intimate. If someone calls you and you have their number saved, there's more intimacy in your relationship, which then it just kind of helps accelerate the trust building and the authority building that we're looking to do, right? So then again, feel free to text me after your meeting and we can chat about getting you more qualified leads and appointments. So, boom. Feel free to text me. Again, there's another embedded command. So text me after your meeting is what I'm saying. And then we can chat. Again, another implied or indirect suggestion. So I'm using a ton of indirect suggestion to create that. And then at that point, we can chat about getting you more qualified leads and appointments. So again, more leads, more appointments. That's basically it. So that kind of gives you a breakdown on the psychology. I would love to hear anything you picked up on that that stood out to you, and let me know. I love the feedback. I'm needy, you guys. So apologies for my being needy. I just need the feedback. It helps me make sure you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, and that as we go along, I'm not just like talking to myself, or it's not going over your head or anything like that. But that should give you guys a good amount there to play with. And then let's pop back into our manual actions and then keep rolling. And for whatever reasons, I'm having like some weird routing issues with combos, so it's like causing it to act super goofy. Let me see what's going on here. Dude. What in the fuck? Huh. Alright, whatever. We're gonna keep rolling. Oh, you know what? Actually, I should do this.
Hello, this is the voicemail box of Debbie Young.
I'm going to turn off one of my automations because it's kind of messing with me right now. So let me turn this off. Bam. Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 30982.
Hey, yo, this is Mike. I thought I got a call back, but it didn't look like a call back, so.
Please leave your message for 630.
Hey, Kirk. How you been, man? It's Mike.
Like tennis?
Huh?
I really can't hear what you're saying there.
Yeah, you're chopping out. You're chopping out a little bit. Hold on, let me try this. Can you hear me better now?
Getting out busted. This again, I'm sorry.
It's Mike.
Which Mike?
Mike Mark, you reached out a little while ago about getting leads and appointments for your high ticket offer.
All right, yeah. It sounds familiar now.
Yeah, I was just seeing if you kind of got it all figured out with the leads and appointments, or if you're open to potentially having a convo about ways we might be able to help you drum up more business.
Well, I haven't started anything yet. The mentor that I was taking up me out, I realized at one point that I wasn't able to do the job on my own, so I was going to be asking to receive tips from I thought was around 5,000.
Let me.
More than double that, so I decided to pause on my affiliate marketing plan for now. Postpone it, I should say.
Let me.
I don't have any.
Let me see. I for whatever reason I like heard every other word, so I don't really know what you say. I'm gonna call you from a different number if that's okay, and I probably will be able to hear you better.
All right. Okay.
All right, sweet. I'll give you a call from. It's gonna be a 321 number, and I'll call you from there in just a second.
No problem.
All right.
How's that?
Oh, dude, this is light years better.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you sound
Yeah,
crystal clear now. Do I sound clear?
Oh, good. Yes, you do. Yeah.
Cool.
If you forgive me, I'm walking down the street in the busy downtown area. So it's.
Which downtown?
Oh, I live in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I don't know where you are.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got I'm down in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it like freezing cold out there right now?
Well, it's definitely cold, but it's not raining right now. It's not below. It's above zero, but it's not warm yet by no means.
Is that 0 Celsius or 0 like 0 Fahrenheit?
It's above. Right now, it's above freezing, so it's probably about in Fahrenheit. It's probably about 35.
No, I thought
Celsius is, I think.
that's still a little cold for me. That's not as bad. So you're saying something about like you'd put it on the back burner and then you chopped out all the rest of it.
Yeah, I put it on the back burner because my mentor was offering his help, but for more than double what I expected him to do. So I was waiting for me to find the money first, and then I was going to jump into it. But right now, I had nothing in the works as far as an online business. I mean, I have some ideas, and instead of doing affiliate marketing, I thought to do a print-on-demand business.
Is it a print-on-demand business?
Yeah, I'm just starting to put a few ideas together right now, but other than that, I haven't started anything. So.
And then what other ideas you got besides the print on demand business?
Well, I had planned on having several streams of income, not just affiliate marketing and print on demand, but once I got one completely understood in rolling well, then I was going to get into another area. Not sure what yet, but my mind was open to. I'm open to a number of different things.
And then were you thinking about like courses or agency services as well, or?
I'm open. Like I said, I'm open to anything. So
I
can't give you specifics. I'm just open to any ideas that are out there.
I guess what has you looking at trying to figure out how to kind of do something online?
Well, I've had 2 strokes in 08, and I've been looking for something to do, but it's something that I can do because I can no longer work. I used to be an electrician, can't do that anymore, and I can't drive anymore, which limits my employment opportunities big time. And the online business is what I've been looking for many, many years. And I came across affiliate marketing years ago, but I just didn't seem like it would be something I could do at the time. So it's been in the works for about more than 10 years.
Are you able to like type all right and everything and whatnot?
No, I don't have to use my left arm at all. It's all one finger typing.
One thing, but you could copy and paste good enough.
I can, yeah, but it all depends. I came across copy paste stuff before, and it was not copy paste. It was something about the day trading. It's like, this is not copy paste. This is complicated day trading. So
Yeah. Well, that's
that's
different for sure.
If there is a copy paste thing, then yeah, it'd be great.
What about like, do you feel comfortable being on the phone with people?
I'm not a salesman, if that's what you're asking me. No.
Okay, so you wouldn't feel comfortable doing anything like sales related?
Actually not. I've tried many sales jobs, and I am not a salesman at all.
No.
In fact, part of my job as an electrician was, actually before that was, I was an estimator for a commercial contractor, and I didn't know it at the time, but part of my job was to find more work, and that is something I am not good at doing. I'm not the guy you want to put on the face of a business at all.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. You're more behind the scenes kind of guy.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of it kind of what might make sense to connect you with someone, because we have like remote sales opportunities, but I don't think that would probably be the best fit for you given what you're saying. What I would say is you might do well at something like potentially I don't know, media buying, so like learning how to run ads. You could do pretty well at that. You might also do pretty well at something more like on a client support side of things. I don't know if you've considered either of those.
I have to know more about it before I can say I would be interested or not.
Okay. Okay. All good. What I can maybe do is like point you to a couple of resources to check out, and then if that interests you, I'm happy to help you connect the dots. So.
That'd be great. Yeah, thank you. Just email me that stuff, and I'll definitely take a look into it and do some research. And yeah, I'll get back with you on that. I appreciate it.
All right, sounds good, Kirk.
Thank you, man.
Have a great day. Cool. All right, so we just had a second conversation. What did you guys pick up out of that? And then I'm checking out some of the stuff you guys had said. Christina asked, what SMS platform are you using? So I generally SMS out of Go High Level. That's where we're doing our SMS stuff. Someone said appointment setting is making a date. That's a great way to look at it. I also got good to suggest saving your contact. I never think about that. Yeah, that's a nice one right there. Yo, keep it light, lifts the whole level of the vibe. Yeah, I'm glad that stood out to you. And you'll notice kind of how casual I am and like pretty direct with everything. Mark, what power dialer are you using? I am using a power dialer that's built out in Go High Level. And then Daryl said, I've had incidents of a client saying, do not text me because you use you and your via text, and she was from the UK. So to be honest, I don't text using you or your with that type of syntax. I do use ya, like YA a lot. I don't know. I tend to find like you and your is sometimes a little bit I don't know, it's too informal. So there's like you definitely want to be informal, but I don't want to be like texting like a millennial sometimes, or like a Gen Z where like it's just a bunch of acronyms and stuff like that, or like shortened stuff. So I do contract stuff a lot, but not too intensely. But again, if someone's like overly picky about you and your, more often than not, it's just like a fuck off. Like, I don't even care. You know, like if you're going to freak out about me saying you or your in a different way, then like they're probably not even a fit anyway. So I don't read too far into that. All right, sweet. So with that call, I want to know what stood out to you guys as well. Like, what did you pick up on that dial? And if there's anything that stood out to you, I want you guys to put that there just so it kind of helps you guys drive it home even more. And then with that, I'm probably gonna just keep knocking out some more dials, and then I'll come back and check your guys' answers in a bit. But I do want to know, like, what stood out to you? What did you guys take away from that call?
Hey, you have reached the personal voicemail message.
We set you close to a voice message system.
Michael Leduc.
Cool, you guys got some good responses coming through here. Daryl said you were willing to help out the prospect wherever they were at. Huge, 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 huge.
Please leave your message for 630. Invalid phone number.
Seems like a decent one.
You reached 77353. I missed your call. If you leave your name and number, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for calling. Have a good one.
Hey, Kelly, this is Mike. I was just giving you a ring because you'd reached out looking for more leads and appointments, and especially for your production company. So if you want, you can text me back at 786-756-6088. Or if you want, you could also just give me a call back at the same number, 786-756-6088. All right, look forward to hearing from you. One thing I want to point out for you guys just real fast is I'm pretty selective with voicemails. Like, they just can take time, and it's not worth it to leave a lot of voicemails if the leads don't look good. So I kind of am reading the data that I'm seeing, right, in the case, and also like listening to the voicemails. So you'll notice on some of these voicemails, I'm just hanging up and going on to the next one, versus others, I'm actually leaving it. So generally, if like in her case, she had a good voicemail recording. It sounds like a person who actually checks their voicemail. And then I went ahead and left the voicemail message. Sometimes you'll have all these, like, you know, they don't say their name, they don't even say a number, and it's just like, you've reached, leave a voicemail. Boop. I'm not going to leave a voicemail because that's someone who they're intentionally not saying their name. They're kind of already signaling that they don't check their voicemail, and I just kind of keep rolling so that way I can hit more opportunities.
To get Cap's voicemail. The person you're calling, call at the moment. Please leave your message after the tone. To re-record your message, press hash at any time.
Hey Ricky, it's Mike. I was just giving you a ring back. You can call me at 786-756-6088. Also, feel free to text me there. Yeah, I was just calling you because you had reached out. I guess you were looking for more leads and appointments for your high ticket offer. So if you're still looking for that, then feel free to give me a reach back out. All right, look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you for calling. If you're looking for deeply discounted rates on
Please leave your message for 52.
All right, sweet. So I am gonna pull out real fast, and before we wrap up, I kind of want to break a few things down for you guys. Now I'm gonna pull up my reporting, and specifically, I want to look at kind of how we did today. Okay, so we basically did a total of 21 dials with everything that we did in this time frame. We got 2 answers. So basically it's exactly what I was telling you guys, 1 out of 10 in this case. So if I were to hit 100 dials, I would have 10 conversations, very similar to what I did. Now, of those 2 conversations, one looks like it has the potential to actually be a real lead, and then the second one looks like it's probably not a good fit, but maybe there's some way I can send him to something, and, you know, through a referral or through a connection, I can help this guy out, potentially open up the door for more referrals, open up a potential affiliate commission, because ultimately it's a guy with a problem. It's just not a problem that I solve. And as a result, I can connect the dots and I can still get commissioned on that, right? So that's just one of the ways you guys can look at how, when you guys are doing your dials, even if they're not a good fit, don't get mad that they're not a good fit. Instead, find out what their real problem is. Right, so in this guy's case, he had a stroke. That's his real problem. He's then looking for ways that he can be able to work. He can't fully type. He's not good at sales. So it's like, okay, well, what can we do to basically position this guy to help him out? And that's ultimately just helping solve someone's problem. And by helping solve someone's problem, then we're able to then we're playing a broker role and we're connecting some dots and we're able to make it all work. So that was the sesh. We got basically 20 dials, 21 dials, 2 actual combos, and it was overall productive, good combos. I would love to hear as well what you guys learned from it. Now, a few things that I want to ask for you guys. I appreciate everyone who's been here this entire time. You guys are epic. Super appreciate y'all. There's a few things I want to ask. So I would love anything that you guys would like to see moving forward on some of the live streams. So if there's training topics you guys want me to cover, if there's potential other things you want me to do, so I'm down to do anything. Like, I know we do a lot of these live sales calls. If you guys want to have other trainings where I do kind of a little bit more go in depth into stuff, I'm open to that as well. For those of you guys who are just looking to accelerate your learning curve, the best thing to do would be to go to scalewithmikemark.com, and there's an application form there. Whether you're on the sales person side and you're an appointment setter, or you're a closer, or you're even more advanced and you're trying to get into growth partner stuff, we have solutions, and there's ways that I can help you guys get there, as well as if you're on the business owner side and you're just looking for leads, appointments, or sales, or you're wanting to hire a sales rep and scale things up, help you guys out on that as well. But the best thing I would recommend is just go to scalewithmikemark.com. There's an application form, answer the questions. I'll double check that. I'll be able to see kind of what's going on, and then I'll be able to make any suggestions for you guys. So that's my little plug there, is going there and then filling that out. If you guys have then anything that you want to see moving forward, I ask that for you. It really helps me make sure that I make this as valuable as possible for you guys. On top of that, if you're here live or if you're on the replay, I want you guys to drive home and really put that key takeaway. What was your key takeaway today? I want to learn what stood out to you, what your key takeaway was, so that way you have something that you can do after this that's actionable, and it's going to help you guys get more results, better results, because ultimately that's what we're here for, right? So what was your key takeaway? I want to see that in the chat. So drop that for me. And then as well, if you guys are looking to take next steps, or you want my help to kind of mentor you and accelerate your learning curve throughout this game, there's a variety of different things that we can do, but I just say scalewithmikemark.com. The app's going to have everything that you need. I'm down to hang out for a little bit before, and I probably have another 5 minutes. So if you guys have any questions too, feel free to drop any questions. And then I'll probably run in anywhere between a few minutes or so, depending if you guys got any questions. But again, put what stood out to you. I want to see that. I appreciate everyone for being here. You guys are amazing. I love that you guys are consistently showing up too, seeing some of you guys as familiar faces that are here again and again. Daryl, it's good to see you as always. Richard, always love seeing you. Hallie, love seeing you. So I appreciate all you guys that are regulars here as well. So huge shout out to you. And Jeremy, it's good to see you, brother. I hope that if you're still here, I hope that you got a lot out of this and you got some tools that you can add to the tool belt to help kind of pick stuff up. If you guys have any questions, drop those. I know there's a little bit of a lag sometimes between here and there, so I'm going to hang out and let that lag kick in. And then I'm keeping an eye out. But yeah, Richard says it's a game, and if you don't play, you can't win, and that is big facts. And really the key is, like I said in the beginning, it's the opportunity volume. Most people just are not taking enough action, and because they're not taking enough action, they're not getting the results. And they want to blame everything else. They want to blame the leads, they want to blame the funnel, they want to blame the blah, blah, blah. But really it comes down to lack of action. That's usually more often than not on the appointment setting side the biggest problem, and it's not taking the actions on a daily basis that lead to the outcomes, which the outcomes or the actions are text messages, dials, and emails. If you guys consistently hit those, and you could do social media outreach as well, but text, email, dials, those are your easiest ones and the ones I would really recommend focusing on and getting those locked in first. Once you guys have those locked in, then if you have more time or you're more ambitious, that's where I'd recommend starting to get more into social media setting and whatnot. And you can do stuff using LinkedIn or Facebook and automations and all that fun stuff, which is stuff that we talk about as well. Let's see if I'm seeing any last questions before we sign off. And if not, then I'm ready to roll. And I hope you guys got a lot out of this today and you put this to use. If you catch this on the replay too, I always love seeing you guys drop a replay and whatever you guys got out of this. So I appreciate y'all. And that's it. Looks like I got no questions. So I'm going to bounce and I will catch you guys on the flip side. So peace, you guys. Have fun. Good to see y'all.